Unfiltered BLACKPINK opinions BLINKS won't accept. Okay, here are my completely unfiltered BLACKPINK opinions that will probably get my Blink card permanently revoked. And before anyone starts crying in the comments, yes, I actually like BLACKPINK. I've followed them for years. Jennie was literally my bias. Lisa used to be one of my favorite performers in K-pop. So no, this is not coming from somebody who woke up this morning and randomly decided to hate 4 successful women. I just think being a fan does not mean turning your brain off and pretending everything your favorite artist does is amazing. And trust me, these opinions are going to get progressively worse. So subscribe before Blink Twitter finds my address. First opinion. BLACKPINK are currently better celebrities than they are a group. I'm sorry, but sometimes BLACKPINK genuinely feels like 4 extremely famous women who occasionally remember they are also in BLACKPINK. Jennie has her own entire universe now. Lisa has her own entire universe. Rosé has her own entire universe. Jisoo has acting, fashion, solo work. Then every once in a while they all appear together and everybody screams, "BLACKPINK is back!" Girl, back from where? You live in the same industry. Why does every group picture feel like divorced parents agreeing to spend Christmas together for the kids? And that brings me to their 10th anniversary. I'm sorry, but that anniversary was embarrassing. 10 years of BLACKPINK should have felt massive. This is one of the biggest girl groups ever. Fans have spent 10 years buying albums, light sticks, concert tickets, merch, magazines, literally anything with these women's faces printed on it. And people weren't even asking for some insane Beyoncé-level anniversary production. Just sit down together, talk for an hour, react to old videos. Tell us what you thought when Whistle came out. Talk about your first concert. Laugh at your old hairstyles. Something. Instead, the whole thing felt like, hey guys, we have 11 minutes before somebody has to go to a Louis Vuitton fitting. 10 years, and somehow the anniversary felt like a calendar notification everybody almost forgot. My third opinion is probably going to make Lisa stans furious. But Lisa is becoming a better celebrity than she is an artist. And before someone says she is successful, yes, I know, that is literally not my argument. Lisa is insanely successful. She has luxury brands, acting, huge performances, giant collaborations, Hollywood connections, basically every celebrity achievement you can imagine. Lisa is winning at being famous. My question is, what exactly is the Lisa sound? Because I genuinely don't know anymore. Alter Ego gave us 5 different personas. 5. Roxy, Vixie, Suni, Kiki, Speedy. Girl, I asked who you were. Why did you bring your entire friend group? The concept sounds cool on paper, but somehow after showing me 5 versions of Lisa, I feel like I understand her less as an artist. Is she hip-hop? Pop, R&B, dance music? Rap, soft pop, sexy pop, Western radio pop? Apparently, the answer is yes. And honestly, Celine Lisa had more identity to me than a lot of Lisa's current solo branding. Celine Lisa was so specific. The black, the leather, the rock star energy, the bangs, the skinny silhouettes. You could look at something and think, yeah, Lisa would wear that. Then she moved to Louis Vuitton, which is obviously an enormous brand, but that kind of represents my issue with her career now. Everything became bigger. Bigger brand, bigger collaborators, bigger festivals, bigger campaigns, bigger everything. But bigger does not automatically mean more memorable. And here is an opinion that might actually get me killed. Money is more Lisa than a lot of alter ego. Yes, money. The song people have been dragging lyrically since prehistoric times. Was it Shakespeare? Absolutely not. Dollar bills, dollar bills. Thank you, William Shakespeare Manabal. But you know what? You heard that song and immediately knew who it belonged to. It was loud, ridiculous, arrogant, catchy, slightly cringe, and completely committed. That was Lisa. I would rather have something imperfect with a strong personality than a beautifully produced song that could have been given to 6 different pop stars. Now let's move to Jennie. Because Jennie fans are probably feeling too comfortable right now. Jennie is way too inconsistent live for somebody with 10 years of experience. And this hurts me because Jennie was my bias. I defended this woman like YG was paying for my health insurance. Lazy Jennie allegations? I had an explanation. Bad performance? She was tired. Weird vocals? Maybe she was sick. Low energy? Maybe the moon was in retrograde. At one point I was basically Jennie Kim's unpaid attorney. Where is my pension? The annoying part is that when Jennie is good, she is really good. That's why I don't accept the excuse that maybe she just isn't a performer. No. We have literally watched her destroy stages before. She has charisma that you cannot teach. She can stand still and somehow everybody looks at her. But every live performance feels like opening a mystery box. Which Jennie are we getting today? Superstar Jennie? Coachella Jennie? Or, please conserve your battery until the encore Jennie? And BLINKS have lowered the standard so much sometimes that it becomes funny. You see comments like, OMG, she's actually singing live. Yes, babe. That is a concert. The microphone being switched on is not a career achievement. Congratulations, technology has worked correctly. People act like hearing breathing through a microphone means we just witnessed Whitney Houston rise from the dead. Singing live should be praised when it sounds good. Dancing should be praised when the performance is good. But we cannot give idols trophies for completing the basic job description. She danced the whole concert, okay? I also completed my shift at work yesterday. Nobody made a fan cam. And another unpopular opinion. Rosé currently has the clearest solo artistic identity out of all four. That does not mean everybody has to think she has the best songs. I'm talking about identity. When I think of Rosé solo, I understand the world. Emotional pop, guitars, heartbreak, vulnerability, that extremely recognizable voice. You can hear something and go, yeah, that makes sense for Rosé. She doesn't need 5 alter egos and 17 luxury campaigns to explain what kind of artist she wants to be. Which brings me to Jisoo. I think Jisoo needs BLACKPINK the most musically. Do not twist that into me saying Jisoo is useless, because that is not what I mean. Jisoo adds something very specific to BLACKPINK. Her deeper tone balances Rosé's voice beautifully. Her personality is important to the group. She is gorgeous, she has acting, fashion, variety skills, she is extremely charming. But as a solo musician, she is the member I personally find least interesting, and that is okay. Not every idol needs to become some huge solo musician. I don't know why K-pop fans act like every member of every group must eventually release 12 albums and become Prince. Some people work better inside the chemistry of a group. Jisoo adds something to BLACKPINK that BLACKPINK would absolutely miss. But that does not automatically mean I am begging for a 20-track Jisoo concept album. Next opinion. YG was not the only problem. I know. BLINKS have spent years blaming YG for everything. And to be fair, YG absolutely deserves criticism for how little music BLACKPINK released and how strangely their career was managed. But we cannot blame YG until these women are 75 years old. The members now have much more control over their solo careers. So when something does not work, sometimes it is their creative decision. And that is fine. Adults are allowed to make bad creative decisions. Jennie could miss a note in the year 2047 and somebody will still reply, actually, this is because YG only gave BLACKPINK 8 songs in 2018. Girl. Young Hyun-suk is not hiding underneath the stage with a remote control turning Jennie's vocals off. And now my biggest opinion. BLACKPINK were never the best group technically. And that is exactly why their success is so interesting. They were never 4 of the strongest singers in K-pop. They were never 4 of the greatest dancers. Their choreography was not the most difficult. Their discography definitely was not the biggest. There were groups with stronger vocals, harder choreography, and more music. And BLACKPINK still became BLACKPINK. Why? Star power. That is the thing people underestimate when they reduce K-pop to vocal rankings and dance rankings. Jennie looks like Jennie. Lisa moves like Lisa. Rosé sounds like Rosé. Jisoo sounds like Jisoo. You can recognize these women individually. Put them together and they create something that companies have spent years trying to recreate. You can train somebody to dance better. You can train somebody to sing better. You can give someone better songs. But that weird thing where a person walks into a room and your eyes automatically follow them, companies would pay billions if they could. Manufacture that consistently, and that is actually why I get so frustrated with BLACKPINK, because my real unpopular opinion is not that BLACKPINK are overrated. I think BLACKPINK are underutilized. Think about what they had. 4 women who all became enormous individual celebrities. 4 completely different personalities. 4 recognizable voices and images. A global fandom. Incredible producers. Unlimited resources. And after 10 years, I somehow still feel like we never got enough BLACKPINK. The discography should be bigger. The group eras should have been longer. We should have more performances, more music, more experimentation, more actual memories of them functioning as a group, instead of constantly talking about how famous they are individually. I do not need another headline telling me Lisa is influential. I know. I do not need another magazine telling me Jennie is fashionable. I have eyes. I do not need another brand campaign proving Rosé and Jisoo are famous. We know. Give me songs. Give me performances. Give me an era where BLACKPINK actually feels like a group again instead of 4 international celebrities temporarily forming a supergroup. Because 10 years later, I somehow feel like we have seen everything from these women except enough of the thing that made us fans in the first place. And maybe that is the most frustrating thing about BLACKPINK. They achieved almost everything, and I still think they could have been even bigger. Anyway, tell me which opinion officially got my Blink membership revoked. Because I know at least one of you is already typing an essay in the comments.